Our original kitchen cabinets had a bunch of this melamine. It looks like something you'd put in a garage, but they had it for all the cabinets in the kitchen. We didn't really care for it. It's kind of falling apart. The veneer's sort of peeling off, and anyways, we're not going to use it anymore. But it's perfect for these concrete countertop forms because it doesn't stick. We put screws into the melamine. These are 1.25" drywall screws. They're pretty cheap, easy to find. We left the screws sticking out about 3/4 of an inch. That way it'll hold up the lathe. This is a wire lathe material we're using to reinforce the concrete. On the thicker edges we're going to put a little bit of rebar, but where it's so thin, we're only going about 2 inches thick. We're going to put this in there and it should be perfect. Metal in concrete is always strongest when it's on the bottom half of whatever side of the concrete that's most likely to stretch. Be sure to wipe up the form before you pour the concrete in. You don't want sawdust or other contaminants to be stuck to the face of your countertop. Typically when you're doing cast concrete, you want to grease up the forms with some sort of form release, or diesel fuel is used a lot of the time because it's cheap and works just fine. But we don't want our countertop smelling like diesel fuel, so we figured vegetable oil is probably a pretty decent replacement. We'll find out. As long as it's slippery. The truth is, melamine doesn't really bond anything anyways. Wipe a thin coat of oil or some other release agent over the forms before you pour the concrete in them. So we got a regular Portland cement here that we're adding to the high strength concrete. What this will do is it'll up the PSI. We're adding about 1/4 of this quikrete Portland cement to the high strength concrete per bag, per 60-pound bag. Concrete's going to take a long time to cure because it's indoors, the sun's not on it, and there's virtually no airflow, which is why we got this fan set up. So hopefully it gets things drying a little bit. Still looks pretty wet, but realistically you probably only have to trowel over this maybe once an hour. It's probably going to take 7-8 hours to finish. This is after about 4 passes. We started about 5 hours ago. It's obviously still pretty wet, but a couple more passes and I think we'll be done. It's nice and flat. There's still little imperfections you can kind of see. A little too wet to fix all those right now, so we'll fix those with the next pass. Finishing the concrete. Now we're going to set this plastic over it. It kind of slows the cure, slows the reaction. The slower you go, the stronger it gets, is the concrete theory. At this point the concrete is cured for about 48 hours. It's safe to strip the forms as long as you're careful. sandpaper we used was 220 grit. It took off some of the shine, which I kind of think is pretty cool looking. That's kind of what we're going for. If you don't like that, if you would like it glossy, just put on another coat of the clear coat. It'll gloss it right back up. It needs to be sanded though. There will be imperfections, there will be bubbles. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, hit the like button and consider subscribing. If you have any questions or comments about the video, please put them in the comment section and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks. What's your name, Royce?
Wait.
I thought your name was Shakapooter. Shakapooter?
No.
What's your name?
Wait.
Royce? Oh.